I'm with Rachel Martin of the Boxwood Winery in Virginia. Very unusual for many of you because you won't realise that actually wine is made in Virginia. It's a relatively young industry. I believe about 40 years old. Rachel, you and your family have only been in wine for 2 years or so?
Since 2004, that's when we planted the vineyard.
Yeah, but you've had 2 or 3 vintages only?
Yes, we started producing in 2006.
Okay, and from the tasting we're doing today, you only make red wine?
Only red wine.
And only in the Bordeaux style?
Yeah, we grow Bordeaux grapes.
Okay.
So we have the 5 Bordeaux grapes. Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc, Merlot, Petit Verdot, and Malbec. The majority is Merlot because we use it in both the wines.
Right.
So they're Bordeaux style blends.
Yeah. And the Cabernet Franc is a grape that does very well, isn't it, in your part of the world?
It's known to be the best red grape of Virginia.
And you were saying earlier you have no interest whatsoever in white wines.
No, I can leave that to the other wineries in Virginia.
Yeah.
They do it very well. I prefer Bordeaux wine, and I prefer the red Bordeaux.
Which is what you were saying earlier, where the interest came from. That your family have been collecting Bordeaux wines and drinking Bordeaux wines for a long time.
Yeah.
You have a lovely cellar.
Well, we started buying futures in the 60s.
Okay.
So it started from that, and I was brought up drinking wine with my family. And when we had the opportunity to get into the industry in Virginia, because we saw great promise, it was perfect for us that the climate was appropriate for the Bordeaux grapes.
It's certainly a beautiful property you've got. I mean, I've looked at the pictures, we can't show people now, but absolutely fantastic and well worth looking up on the web to see how attractive it is.
For sure.
So let's just take the 2 wines one by one and just tell me a little bit about the wines. Okay. The first wine is Topiary. Tell me about that.
Topiary is a right bank Bordeaux style blend.
So a Saint-Emilion style.
Saint-Emilion, yes. Yeah. So it's Cabernet Franc and Merlot, a 50-50 blend.
Right.
When in 2007 we had Malbec in the vineyard, but it wasn't really well established, and that's why Malbec is not represented in this blend 2007.
Will it be in the future?
Well, it's in 2008 and it's in 2009.
Okay, in very small quantities. Like Bordeaux, really?
Yeah, like Bordeaux. I mean, that's what we use. Bordeaux is our benchmark. So yeah.
It's very distinctive, this wine. And the Cabernet Franc does come out quite strongly. How do you describe that sort of Cabernet smell?
Really, I think it's quite floral, and there's a lot of pepper. I find it to be white pepper.
Certainly the floral aspects are quite strong there, aren't they? I always get sort of into violets on there somewhere, but I mean, we all perhaps identify things differently. But
yeah, a lot of strawberry.
Strawberry.
A lot of strawberry.
Yeah.
But the wild strawberry.
Very specific.
Yes, Flèche de Bois.
Well, it's a lovely wine. I mean, this is the sort of wine that you'd eat with a nice bit of steak and.
Yeah, I prefer
drink with a nice bit of steak.
Right, no, but I prefer it with duck. I think it's absolutely perfect marriage.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
well, you've had a lot of experience of this. I haven't. But it's a lovely wine. Deep, rich, great colour as well. And what about? I suppose you don't know yet how long these wines are going to last, do you?
Well, I speak about it all the time with my consultants, and the way we see the Topiary for the 2007 vintage, something like 2015.
Okay.
Something
to be
like
at its
that.
peak.
Yeah, to be at its peak. To be at its peak. I mean, you can drink it right now.
Yes, which I think is great. See, a lot of people don't understand this whole concept of keeping wine, Does wine improve? I just think it probably becomes different.
Well, it just if a wine can age, it shows the quality of the wine. And that's what's important. That's why people talk about it,
As long as you don't leave it too long.
Then you waste
There are too many people who do that.
Yeah, I know
as
that.
you well know.
I know that. I'm always bothering my dad to drink more Bordeaux.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, that lovely case of Latour is lying there. Let's drink it. Let's move on to the Boxwood wine then, which you've got in your glass.
Yeah,
I think. It's my second glass. It's another excuse to have a little top up. So tell me about this style then.
So Boxwood is our left bank Bordeaux style. So we have Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, and Petit Verdot.
Yeah.
So in here you definitely have violets and graphite.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's the Petit Verdot. But there's a lot of cassis.
Yes, the graphite. I can see that.
And the boxwood is a very structured wine, but has a lot of finesse. And so it's two styles of wine. It's not two levels of wine. So really, it's very nice because it's a matter of preference whether you prefer a Saint-Emilion style or a Medoc style. I can please more.
Which is your most
consumer.
popular?
Exactly. I get that question very often, and it's split down right down the middle.
And what about volumes produced?
Okay, well the Topiary in 2007 I produced 1,200 cases, 12 bottle cases.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And boxwood was 600.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
So you're actually quite fortunate, excuse me for being so frank, but there's only 130 cases that rest in the winery
Okay, fine.
of boxwood.
So we're privileged to be having one, aren't we?
Excuse me for saying that.
How wonderful. Thank you very much. That's great. I also asked you a question earlier, and that was, do you make a cheaper wine? And your answer was very much no.
No, absolutely
You basically
not.
take the best of the best. You're only looking for perfection.
Exactly. I mean, everything is done with great, great, great care. And that's why we're able to have two wines at the same level.
Yeah.
So I treat them the same, and for me it's like, I raise them.
So no white wine, no substandard wine, quality all the way. And of course, as of this morning, you've got these wines in the Manoir Quatre Saisons in Oxford.
That's wonderful.
Oxford, England. So
I'm very proud of that.
Yeah, I mean, you should be very proud. Obviously, one of the great restaurants, Raymond Blanc, a well-known personality, as well as a brilliant chef. And that's something which I think will help you hugely. And I'm sure will help us. So congratulations. So you can go out and have lunch now, and you can enjoy a decent glass of wine, perhaps even a bottle of champagne to celebrate.
Sounds like a good idea.
Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure to meet you.
Really, a great pleasure for me.
Thank you very much. Well done.